Welcome
Um,
to Shade and the City. I'm your girl Treese.
it snows.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into none other. Y'all see the background. The 90 Day Fiancé, season 11, episode 2. Do not get me lying. I did not get the name of this episode.
It's called Love at First Flight.
Oh, look at
Mhm. Period.
good. I mean, that's good that you got the title, but I don't know. You know how I feel about flights nowadays. So anyway, yeah, we appreciate y'all being here. If you have not already, please make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into this episode because it was good. But I got some words for good old Juan, okay? And let's get into it and let's get shady.
I agree with good old Juan.
Don't do that. I never get tired of that intro. I swear I don't.
He's
But
so, for some
anyway,
reason, I know her name is Stevie, but I think because of how it's spelled, it just made me want to be like Stevie.
Stevie. But yes, we're gonna jump into Stevie and Maddie first. But first, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to one of our subs, love her to death. She's been with us for a very long time, to Cintley. Yeah, she gave us a super, I guess it's a super sticker, super thanks, but we appreciate it, boo. And so I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to, I just wanted to take time and shout you out because we always appreciate it. And obviously appreciate you continuing to support us. And she be sharing us in 90-day groups and stuff like that. So thank you, boo. We appreciate you. All right. So let's get into Stevi and Madhi. Okay. Stevi and Madhi. All right. So Stevi is anxious about having to drive over this bridge. Now, y'all, I ain't even gonna hold you. I was a little annoyed with her. And I know that that's gonna sound insensitive because I have my anxieties about things. Like prime example, if I'm scared of heights, so I'll go up there, but I'll never get close to the edge and look over because once I realize how high I am, I'll start freaking out. So I can give her that. However, this whole driving over, but like, so do you just not drive anywhere?
So it's actually a thing, and it's funny that this is
I mean, I don't like bridges too.
no,
I don't
no,
either.
like no, to that extent, it's a thing. Like I just learned about this fear maybe a few months ago,
Mhm.
but I know someone who's they were like having a family reunion or something, and I guess their aunt was on their way there, and she literally had to park the car at the end of the bridge, well, the beginning of the bridge, I guess, leave her car there. I mean, in tears, would not cross this bridge. Called them to come pick her up, and she's still in the car freaking out, but she's not driving it. She was literally physically unable to drive across the bridge because of the fear that she had of bridges. So
I mean, for all our DMV people, y'all know that Bay Bridge. I don't be liking to do that myself, but and I mean, especially with what happened in Baltimore, I was like, now my fear of bridges has been confirmed and validated. Thank
I've
you.
always loved crossing bridges.
Hmm?
I've always loved crossing bridges.
Oh no. Oh no. And again, I think it's a high up thing. If it's a low bridge, it doesn't bother me, but it's a height thing for
There was
me
plenty
too.
of bridges. Growing up in New York, there was plenty of bridges we had to cross, and some
And
of
I
them,
told you,
some of them,
look, we going off on a tangent. But I told y'all one of my fears is going off a bridge into the water. That's why I got the thing in my car in my glove compartment to break the window. I got my goggles ready. So, if I can get all that in time before I hit the water, you know what I'm saying?
you're gonna put on your goggles.
I'm gonna try so I don't get the sea. I got real sensitive eyes. That's why I don't swim in the ocean.
If that were, you would try to swim underwater.
I mean, if I gotta get out after the car goes under and I done broke the glass, I gotta.
I mean, yes, I get it. The water's super polluted and stuff, but I
Right.
think I would just try to swim to the top with my eyes closed or something. Like,
No, because then you don't know what's under there. You can't look. You can't.
you got to swim out of there anyway. You don't know what's under there. If it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you.
Now that's terrifying. See, this is you're not helping. Anyway, so we learned that Stevie got a lot of other quirks as well. She got OCD. She doesn't wear pants around her house. I said, what is with these people just naked?
I was about to say, well, one, I understand one.
Even when I lived alone, I didn't walk around with no pants on. But anyway,
Girl, you got to try it at least once a year. It's comfortable.
you stupid. No, I need pants. I need some type of
even if you know what, even if
shorts. I'll walk around in pajamas all day, like pajama shorts.
No, that's restricting. Even if even if, because sometimes literally, look, depending on where I'm at, I may hit the door and just take off everything and put on a robe, and I still technically have something on, but I don't feel so restricted because I don't have on a shirt, no shorts, no nothing. But technically, I'm like free under the robe.
Bless her heart. I just need clothes. I'm sorry. I've always been that way. Even when I go to sleep at night, I might be giving y'all TMI. But even if I'm like getting ready for sexy time, please believe after that happens, I'm putting clothes back on. Like I don't sleep. I don't know. I don't want nothing to crawl up there. And I have a fear.
Listen. Now I would be screwed if something did crawl up there. But
right, because you just got it all out.
Guess what? I'm taking the chance.
Anyway, yeah, that was TMI, y'all. Sorry. Anyway, she apparently takes frequent naps as well. She falls asleep while she's eating. And then she has night terrors, and she tells us about this time that she was in Turkey and she had one while Madhi was there, and she was scared that he would never speak to her again. So I wonder if she's one of the people that be like swinging and fighting in her sleep. Like that's what that made me think when she has a nightmare. Because I know I live with somebody like that. So I get it. And so anyway, Madhi's on her way from Iran. And Madhi's on his way from Iran. And so she's driving over the bridge to pick him up, which she's terrified of, but she makes it across, thankfully. And one thing that I like that she did say is, even though she has this fear of bridges and all this other stuff, she said it can't compare to what this man is giving up to come over there and be with her, and he may never see his family again. So I was like, you know what? At least she realizes that, because again, we've done this show for a very long time, and we know that he's
definitely making a hell of a sacrifice,
right? But we know most of the other partner, I hate to say the American, normally doesn't think that way. They never, you know what I mean? They'd be like, you gave up a lot, but so what? Look at what I'm doing for you.
But you know why that is?
Why?
Because they have this complex that they think America's better, and you're here to get the good life anyway.
Right.
So you're giving it for the American dream.
Right. So she makes it to the airport without getting sick. Madhi finally arrives, and Stevie's a little overwhelmed. He says that he usually introduces himself as Persian because it sounds more friendly than being from Iran. And I was like, that's crazy.
I can understand that though. Listen to how the dad.
Yeah. I understand. When he started talking about what was going on with the flags and stuff, I said, I absolutely understand where he's coming from. So he said, when he saw her waiting at the airport, he loved the sign that she had for her. And he was talking about how in Farsi, basically, when you want to say someone belongs to you, you add an M to their name. And so she had added an M, and it was really cute. I love that she knew that.
You know what's it's so cute, because literally when I saw the sign, I was like, why did she spell his name like that? I was like, I thought it was, and I was like, maybe
that's his full name, right?
Yeah, and they just call him Madhi for short. But then when he explained it, I said, okay, girl, I see you, girl. Okay.
I said, look at her. I like Stevie. She doing her research and stuff, even though she got a lot of little things going on with her. So then he reveals that his parents were super upset about him leaving, and he said, although he has many opportunities in America, he feels guilty for leaving his family behind. And I forgot what, I think it was Family or Fiancé, where they were talking about, because it literally popped in my head when he said that. And I said, it sounds like you have, was it survivor's guilt or something like that? Because he knows it's not, I guess, the best place to stay, and he feels bad for moving on. And, so Stevie
and
then,
the fact that he may not be able to come back.
Right. So then she gets anxious as they going back over the bridge, and he was like, I never knew this about her. It was like, this is a lot. He was like,
but I love that even though it was new to him, he still was like, but I can tell that it's a real fear. Like I can feel
and no, and the fact that she was like, don't talk to me right now. And I was
felt
like,
compassionate in that moment. Like he was
no,
like,
and I thought he was super compassionate because I ain't gonna hold you. What you mean? You want me to talk to you, then you don't? Get back first. Got
yeah,
the nerve.
He was definitely patient with her.
Yes. So then she take him down to Nolan's, okay? And
I
love it. I'm so ready to go back. I'm mad
they ain't go out.
Right. Well, I think that's next episode.
Oh.
But
is it
Mardi Gras yet?
I thought that's in March, no?
It's almost in March. You knew that. At the end of this week, it'll be March. On Saturday, it'll be March.
I mean, but I thought you meant like Mardi Gras now.
No, but it's like normally end of March, end of February, beginning of March. So I feel like it may start on Friday. I don't know. I might have started already. Y'all drop in the comments. Let us know if y'all, from Nolan's. Okay.
After what just happened, we got to be careful because who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Right. Who would have thought? But then, the Super Bowl seemed to go okay.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have no real issues. But so anyway, so basically Madhi is just like, wow, everyone is very free here. And he's having a little bit of a culture shock because he's like, y'all, people are just on the street and singing and dancing and just half naked. And he's like, America, you can just get whatever you want. It offers you everything.
I loved watching him take it in.
I did. I really did enjoy that. And shout out to 90 Day because that's why you ended up, if you started liking the show, that's probably why.
Well, and because normally we'll see people compare it to their country and then like and like it's a bad thing. Oh, in my country, we're conservative,
right?
This and that's like, but he's just like, y'all are so free here, and it was different. It was different.
I to your point, I did like that he didn't come over judgy. I did like that. Now will he stay like that? I don't know. But anyway, so he says, okay, so then they're talking about how they're, looking forward to spending the night together. And this hotel room looked really beautiful. I was actually trying to figure out where they could have been at. Because he said he likes the old buildings there. It reminds him a bit of home. They were clearly definitely in the French Quarter. But the hotel, the fact that he said it was older, and it did kind of,
was it a hotel? I thought maybe it was an Airbnb. I don't know.
It could have been to your point. It could have been. So anyway, so basically right outside their window is American flag. And he talks about how, it feels freeing to be able to just sit there and look at it. And he said anytime that he's seen American flag in his country, it's either been on fire, somebody's walking on it. And he said that Iran doesn't even have a U.S. embassy anymore.
Did you notice when he said that he had to go?
To Turkey.
To Ankara, yeah.
Ankara. Right. And so, and if I'm not mistaken, when she had to visit him, she went to Turkey. So yeah, so basically he talks about how the U.S. Embassy is now a museum with the flag all ripped up in it. And so he shares that, he shares with her about how his family reacted. And he said that, there's a risk of Iranians who come to the U.S. and go back to visit. They can be arrested. So he asked Stevie if he goes back to visit his country, would she be okay if he couldn't leave the country again? And I was like, well, of course not. But and Stevie was like, well, I can't keep you from doing anything that you want to do. But she obviously is hurt, and I kind of was hurt for her because I was like, yeah, it's only been all of like an hour and a half, and you already talk about. But so I get
never being able to return.
And what I would have liked to hear him say is, if I go over there and get stuck or I can't come back, are you willing to come be with me? I would have appreciated if he said that, but the way he said it made it seem like, yeah, if I decide to go back and I can't come back over, you gonna be good.
Well, is she able to go there?
I don't know, but maybe that. But what I'm saying is, maybe they can meet in Turkey. Maybe I wish, because what it sounded like is, if I go back over, I don't know if he expects her to wait. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, I think I would have felt better if he would have said, okay, well, if I do get too homesick and I decide to go back home, are you willing to be the person to come over, whether that be Iran, Turkey, like, what's the my good girl Avery. I could never remember her name, and I finally looked it up the other day.
Mhm.
Avery and her boo. I loved it. I loved it. She, they both.
I wonder, well, even if he doesn't go to Iran, I wonder why they didn't suggest, I can go back to Turkey and my family can come visit me in Turkey.
That's true.
Because I mean, there's also the fear, like he said, that if he goes back to Iran, he could get arrested.
Right.
So, and I don't know how long what the charge is or how long that's for. I'm not sure, but that would make me think that you may not even see your family anyway. So why not y'all just all meet in Turkey? Have your family visit you in Turkey as well.
You heard her, Madhi. You heard her. She out here giving you tips. Okay. And now let's move on to, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I hate to admit this.
You liked them this episode?
I mean, I don't know what changed. And
they're acting normal. They were acting normal. They were around his family. They weren't doing too much. They wasn't, talking about sex all the time and counting and arguing. It was about
so it's not just me, because I actually enjoyed them this episode.
No, it was about them taking care of their business, them actually having a real sit down with his family.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really what it was. They were giving us real this episode.
Yes. So I can admit for once, I actually enjoyed these two.
So Sarper and Shekinah clearly is up next. So Sarper came and told Shekinah that they didn't permit him. Okay. It would be unfair to the American guys because he's too handsome.
I loved it. I said, you better, Sarper.
I said, this man played too damn much. I knew he was joking. Clearly.
Well, we knew, we both called it. Yeah.
I knew he was going to say something like crazy or whatever, right? Then he finally told her that, he was approved. And he said being approved is better than having an orgasm. See, this is what I'm saying. This type of stuff we get when it's not taking care of business or with his family. It's this stuff, right? He said it's right up there with the 3 best things in life. Peeing, having an orgasm, and then the K1. How is peeing above the orgasm? I'm confused. Maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I think it's a guy thing. And depending,
it feels better than an orgasm?
No, and depending on I mean, I don't know. I ain't putting this on Sarper, but for him to say peeing, it makes me think that he has prostate issues.
Oh.
No, because the pressure that it puts on for people that have that issue,
mm-hmm.
when you release it. So I could see how that could be equivalent to, it's not like the same as an orgasm, but it's relief off of your prostate, because I guess your kidneys is pushing on your, you know what I mean, when they're full. Yeah. So that's the only reason I could think that he would say that.
Okay. Then he told the people that, what he does for a living is being a professional narcissist. And I said, well, if that wasn't right on the money. Okay.
I just don't get paid for it. Well, technically you do.
But he's glad he took Shekinah's advice to be calm. And, he said he was being cute as possible because he knows that he could be an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I said, yes. All right. We recognize.
Okay. Now I was going to say, Sarper should not be mad if anybody in their reviews or recaps later on call your butt a narcissist because you called yourself that. So you're clearly aware.
We just agreeing with you, sir.
Right.
He said he's nervous about telling his family because he said in Turkey, they rely on their children. And he said his parents they're getting up there. Okay. And Shekinah is just like, they'll be fine. We'll visit them and, they can come visit us. She kind of don't really give a damn. She's like,
what happened to Sarper's son?
We never met him, did we? I thought he couldn't get in contact. There was no contact. He couldn't get in contact with the person, I thought.
I don't know. This might be one I need y'all to weigh in on in the comments, because is it just me or did they do that for a storyline? Because I think it's weird that they brushed it up under the rug.
I didn't think so, because it was like real quick. It was like maybe lasted 2 episodes.
But I feel like the girl came out and was like, yeah, I have his son or whatever. That's why I said it's just weird that.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel like the girl came out. And y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I feel like I remember that. last season that we saw them, season before, when they were just talking about, I don't know. It's just weird to me because he's going over there so she could be with her daughter. And I just think it's crazy when you clearly have a son out here and you're just not trying to make any effort to have any type of relationship with him. Now, granted, you're moving across the country, but still, I just think that, I just think that's weird. It just popped in my head. I'm sorry.
So they went to go meet his family and he told Shekinah to let him do all the talking. Now I'm so glad that he called her on her shit because she was like, I know you're stressed and I'm stressed too. And he's like, no, you're not. This is a victory for you. Okay. You won this one. And really that's what it's giving. Okay. She told him that he needs to fix his face because his emotions show all over his face and they don't want to walk into the house and they already know what's going on. So at least they did come bearing gifts, which opened up the floor for where she bought the gifts. And it was apparently Ankara. Everybody up in Ankara, okay? Then Sarper got right to it and told him the reason that they went to Ankara and said that, he went for his appointment for his K1 to get his K1 visa there. And he let them know that he was approved and he'll be leaving soon. Now, he told his family to think of it as like a 3-month vacation. Okay. And Shekinah, why you look like that?
I mean, because I ain't gonna hold you. I think that when I was watching it, I said, I think it's probably really a blessing for Sarper that Shekinah don't know no Turkish or whatever they speak, their native language. Because if I was sitting next to you and you're telling me, think of this as a vacation, that would give me every right to think that you are planning to come back.
I didn't think of it that way because Shekinah said it too. She said as soon as basically he's able to travel back, that's what we plan to do. We plan to go back and forth. So really, it is kind of like a vacation for the both of them. They're gonna go there.
I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear when she said that. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
All I heard was him say, you can't come to the wedding and I can't come back for a while. And I was like,
I think he was trying to kind of
lessen the blow.
Exactly, for his parents. Yeah. So Shekinah doesn't want them to look at it. I'm sorry. Shekinah doesn't want to look at anybody's face because, she's feeling like the bad guy. And he said he's not selling his car. He's not renting out his apartment. He's just putting everything on pause. Then his dad asked if they'd be able to come to the wedding. He said, unfortunately, no.
Let me find out Sarper got it like that. When he said that.
That's why I said, I thought they had no money. What happened to them being so broke?
Right. I guess them 90-day checks cleared because he said, I'm keeping my apartment and my car.
Well, he said, unfortunately, they won't be able to come because of the visa. And he tells them,
well, what the hell are they going to do with Adonis?
Is he still there?
That's what I'm confused about. What are they going to do with Adonis? I mean,
we have to fly back. He's going to have to fly back with them.
Oh, okay.
We'll just go back to the U.S. And
they be feeling some type of way when you be taking these animals back and forth across these countries. We didn't see that before. With what's the name?
I think that they're going to spend majority of their time in the U.S. So I mean, who knows? She may put the dog in whatever she was doing with the dog before she started, bringing the dog over.
I'm gonna be nice because I was gonna say she's just gonna put the dog in boarding school like she did with her daughter.
I don't think she did that with the dog, actually.
Right. I'm just saying she treated the dog better than she did the damn daughter.
You said it. I did.
I did say it. And where's my fan when I need it? I said it. Where is the fan? Look, my fan is broken. I said it. Okay.
Then he tells them, if they wasn't going to get approved, then they were just going to break up because they can't do the long distance anymore. And he said, normally he plans everything out, but he's taking a gamble this time. And his mom, I felt like she was quiet literally the entire time. But then she finally told him that, she'll be really sad because of the distance. And she even said that, she even loves Shekinah, but she's clearly very upset. Then Shekinah said she doesn't want them to think of it as, him leaving forever, like a forever thing. It's just freedom for them to come back and forth. And that's what I was saying. Come back and forth whenever they want. But he does let them know that it will be longer than the 3 months because there's going to be, another visa that he has to get, which will take a few months. And what's her name? Fujin?
Fusan. I thought it was Fusan. Well,
I don't know. The cousin.
The cousin. That's what I said. The cousin.
The cousin told Shekinah that, they're just going to need some time to digest it. So get them all the time they need, girl.
Okay.
Like he said, you won this one.
Well, all right, y'all. So then let's move on to who's next. Greg and Joan. So we got our new couple. Okay. Now, Greg is 35. He's from Long Island, New York. Okay. Which I imagine that's New York, right?
Mm-hmm. That's money.
You said that's money?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, you mean
his
parents got money?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because Greg is a baker and says that he gets his love for cooking for his Italian family. And
some of them dishes was looking good.
No, it did.
So why are they showing all this food on the camera?
Okay, I loved it. He said they have a lot of gatherings and they're all based around food. He says that he used to weigh 480 pounds. Okay,
because he lost a lot of weight.
Shout out to Greg for that. He lost 200 pounds and it it helped him find himself, figure out who he was. He said that he has the tendency to not follow through on things and blames it partially on his ADD, because I think he was referring to him trying to get his business off the ground, his baking business. However, he knows he can't play around no more because he's gonna have another person to take care of, which is his good girl Joan. Then we get to meet Joan. I didn't catch her age.
I don't think I got either.
Yeah, maybe they didn't tell us. But yeah, he said he met her through a Ugandan man that he actually fell asleep on a flight. And then they ended up talking for hours. And so the gentleman invited him. I guess he had a Ugandan tour company. So he invited him over. He went. And then the first night he was there, he saw Joan. And he was just, enamored with her. Okay. But I guess I was a little confused on his story, because he said that he went over there, he saw her the first day. I don't know if they really interacted, because he said then later on she found him on social media and then they started talking, and that's when the relationship started. So it gives me the thought that he might have saw her, but he didn't like approach her or try her. Like, you know what I mean?
I told you they'd be intimidated, Chad.
Yeah, that's true. And so basically they started talking online, and then he flew out to Uganda again. And he went and proposed to her on her birthday. And I said, you better. He says he knows that he doesn't make enough money to buy a home and support their new life. He lives with his mother. Shout out Lucille. Okay. Rest in peace to my lovely Lucille, my grandmother. But he admits that Joan isn't comfortable with it. He hopes that she can manage to live there for at least 1 or 2 years. Then we learned that Lucille is an enabler. Okay. She still babies Greg. She still cooks for him, does his laundry, cleans his bathroom, washes his dishes,
Italian.
Cleans the room.
She's Italian.
They're Italian. Because my Lucille would have never.
Whether he was a daughter or a son, they all get that treatment. They're Italian. That's the way they are.
And my notes say he's a grown-ass kid.
That's the way they want you. And really, they don't want you to leave the home until you're getting married.
Well, it's about that time. You need to get out. All right. So he asked Lucille her feelings about Joan coming to live with them. She said that she's excited to meet her, and she wants to see how she treats him. She tells production that Greg tends to be naive and a giving person, and she wants to make sure he's not being taken advantage of. She also tells him she doesn't want to hear what's going on in his bedroom, and ask if he would consider a separate room situation, which Greg feel like will be unfair, her coming all the way here. I ain't gonna hold you. Mess around, get another. What's the crazy one from last season? Rain. Get another. Mess around, get another rain. Okay. But yeah, so basically Lucille is trying to put her on a futon, and Greg refuses to agree with that, but he knows that he has to kind of consider it because he's not paying rent.
Period.
And I said, wow. So then we go see Greg is fixing his friend Laura's dishwasher. He apparently has some plumbing skills. He said he only does it for family and friends. He's not passionate about it. And I said,
that pay a little something. I mean,
that's what I was thinking. I said, okay, you might not be, hear me out. I would love to know what y'all think in the comments, right? Because hear me out. I know people can have dreams, right? Like, prime example, I could want to be a big YouTuber. I could want to move into TV. Like, that may be my dream. But if that doesn't cover all my bills right now, guess what I got to do?
Work.
I got to go log into this federal government, okay? And it just is what it is. So, I don't know. I feel like if you want it bad enough, you find a way to do both. You make time for both. If that means you lack sleep, you find a way to do both. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that he's just like, don't really care and not really making any money baking, but this is what I like to do. I like it when Laura told him that basically you need to grow up.
Yeah.
You need to grow up straight up.
And I like the fact that he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm a child. He said basically, I think like a child.
Yeah, he gets a little emotional in the confessional, but what we learn is Joan is leaving a better situation in Uganda, and he admits that, to come over here with him. She has a bachelor's degree. She has her own nonprofit organization. And basically this is a step back for her. But that's why he believes she doesn't have any ulterior motives. And so, yeah, basically Laura tells him, like I said, grow up and get it together.
And he knows that she doesn't think that the U.S. is any better.
And yeah, like Nell said, he realizes he needs to take
not leading for the American dream.
Right. Child. All right, let's get into how did they get down here? Oh, okay. Mark and Mina, go ahead, Nels.
So Mina and Maria.
I love some little Maria. I love me some Maria.
I like Maria and I like Mina. I like Mina.
I'm okay with Mina. I think that she
shut the camera off.
I think that I know why you like Mina, because she said something about the ex-wife pictures being in the house. But because I said that is so Nails.
But I would address it. I wouldn't have just been talking to the camera.
Right. But however, I do, there's certain things about her that I'm like, okay, but she just, I don't know.
That's not the only thing. I think I also like that she is like so outspoken.
I get the fact that she sticks up for herself. She's not just going, but yeah. Let me tell y'all something, okay? Let me come back on camera.
Oh, you're back? Well, welcome back.
Mark. If only I could have been in Paris at that time, because Mark is right up my alley. Okay, he is cool, older. You can have whatever you like.
I was going to say, got money. He's a pilot.
And
he flew. He was the one that flew private jets, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, I don't know. That's why I was just like,
Mina,
you can mess up if you want to, because please believe there are people out
here.
What
she said. You heard what she said. She said, I had plenty of
men. Yeah, that's true. She said this is not the
first. And that's why she's not impressed. And that's why she said whatever the heck she wants. I said, okay, Mina.
Because I would love somebody that could legit fly me to Paris. Like,
I think we need to
go in the backyard.
Girl, we need to go to Paris.
Okay. We.
All right. So Mina and Maria are arriving in Boston for the first time. And against Mina's instructions, this man waited until they're supposed to come to baby-proof the house.
I feel like, no shade, but I feel like most men do that.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I do. I feel like they all wait to the last minute.
That's so aggravating.
It is. I ain't say it wasn't aggravating.
It's so aggravating.
I wasn't surprised. I was like, that's what most men do.
Now he plans. He said that the plan is for when they land, they're going to take a cab to a small airport, and then he's going to pick them up with the plane. And he said,
I love that. That was even creative. Like,
he said she's marrying a pilot. So
right.
I love it. Anyway, I thought, Yeah, Mark. Period. That was super cute. It was super cute. So we meet Mina, and she was confused about how old she was at first. But she got it right. She said,
Maybe I didn't know if it was a language thing and she couldn't figure out what was.
She said 24. Maybe she used to telling people a lie.
Because I said, no shade. Ain't nothing, there's nothing about you that is 24.
She like, these people can look me up. Let me tell the truth. I'm 34 and I'm it's okay. Right. And then baby Maria, she is just too cute. She is gorgeous.
She gave me so much life. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. Maria was the best.
She got a little personality too.
She does.
Now she said she's met plenty of men who could give her whatever she wanted, but they could not give her the family like Mark has. And that's why she fell for him. I said, all right, Mina.
Because he was ready to put a baby up in her.
I mean, clearly somebody else put a baby in her, but
oh, that's true, because she had the older son. That's true.
But I guess by family, what she meant was like proposing and wanting to, she has a son from a previous marriage who's 9, and his name is Clayton. Now apparently there was some complications with the visa process, and his passport didn't arrive in time for him to come to America, so he had to stay with I believe, well, he said a family friend, but I think she said like an aunt or sister or something. Anyways, of course Mina was devastated that the passport didn't come, and she said if it doesn't come soon, there's a good chance
she's gonna go back.
Okay. But
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not saying that she's wrong in coming. And like she said, the baby's with people that she could trust. But once my child would have told me that he felt like I favored the other child because I was taking them, I wouldn't have got on that plane. He just would have had to wait. And I understand it's a process, but I'm sorry. You got it. You got the money. Like I just wouldn't have done it for me, especially after, like I said, after hearing what her son said to her. It would have broke my heart. I would have never.
I'm confused because what it also sounded like was her visa was about to expire. The K1.
Oh, maybe it was.
That's why she had to go. So I don't know. What I'm assuming was they, she got approved for the K1 visa. Maybe she tried to hold out for her son's passport to get there, and it didn't in time. And with her waiting around, maybe her approval was about to expire, so she had to come to the US so that she could do the 90 days, whatever. But yeah,
it would have been hard for me. Like I said, once she said what her son said to her, I said it wouldn't have been no way I could have got on nobody's plane.
Yeah,
so I would have had to say F love. I'm sorry. You better come to Paris.
Yeah,
you're a pilot. Like, yeah, I wouldn't have budged.
Look, he could just be dropping it off anywhere in any country. Just anywhere. So they finally land in the US. She's super excited. She can't wait to see him. He's super excited that they finally landed, because he said it's been hard to be away from his daughter for the past 21 months. But why? Why has it been 21 months?
That is weird. Because if you can fly out that frequently, but maybe he's working that much privately. Like maybe he's out there flying them jets and stuff.
For almost 2 years, though, you don't got no time off.
Well,
and if
so 3 months. So he's seen his daughter 3 months out of 2 years. If you do 21 months, not that it's making better, but I'm telling you, 3 months out of 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
You're like, that's not enough. I'm just telling you that.
And that doesn't mean that he was there for the full 3 months.
I agree. I didn't.
That just means once in that 3 months that he's seen her.
I ain't telling you you're wrong.
Well, I thought it was hilarious that Mina was looking for the Eiffel Tower. The driver had to tell her, no, boo, that's in New York. That ain't where you.
Well, it's so funny. If she would have went to Vegas, she would have saw one. If they would have drove through downtown Vegas, they got what's the hotel? The Paris, or New York, and they got the Eiffel Tower at the joint with the hot air balloon on it.
No, I put Eiffel Tower. She was looking for the Statue of Liberty, wasn't she?
Oh, okay. And
That's
look,
why
she could have got that in Vegas too. They got the Statue of Liberty outside of there too.
Now, yeah, so basically what Tree said, she's excited to be there, but she said that she feels like she's lost her culture. She's lived in Paris her entire life, and also because she had to leave her son. But she said she had no choice but to leave because her visa would have expired, and
Okay.
she didn't know when his passport would be ready. But she did get emotional because even her son felt some type of way and was worried she may not come back for him, and that she may prefer Maria over him. And she had to reassure him that she loves them both the same. But she said that
I was crying.
she said that he's with her sister. Okay, so it is his aunt, and she trusts her sister, and she knows that he's in good hands. And it was cute when they got there. Maria ran to her daddy. Okay,
I loved it.
Then it was cute when she saw the plane. She looked like she was ready to jump back out his damn hands. Like, put me down. What is this in front of me? Okay. So then he flew them to the house. She said
I love seeing her take everything in too. Like when they were on the plane and she's just like,
oh yes, Maria. Yes.
Yeah, Maria. I loved it.
I was about to say, you felt. I thought you was talking about Mina.
No, not Mina. No, not Mina.
Yeah. So when they got to the house, she said it was really big, but it feels lonely, and probably because he's always gone. She also noticed that he had a family picture with his ex-wife hanging up in it, and then another. Okay. And she said,
she was like, I'm tired of this woman looking at me.
She said it's giving someone else's home. There's
a stranger in my house. Okay. Well, technically, she's not a stranger.
But no, imagine this is a prime example of what I said with, and I'm not saying, of course, this is not the case, but imagine if it was a complete lie. What if his ex-wife, was out of town? He said, oh, we're not together, and brought her to the home. And he's like, oh, that's just, it's because it's in his room. It's because it's in my son's room. And then you just look over it, and it's a whole family picture. And you've been gone. You ain't never been here. So I could have been living a whole nother life, and I ain't visit you in 21 months. You just here.
That's a very good point.
So, she feels like out of respect, he definitely should have got rid of him before she got there. And I definitely agree. But unlike her, I definitely would have said it. Mina, I was disappointed in you at this point in time. Maybe she was waiting till the cameras went off, because I know she definitely was speaking her
laid
mind
into him, right?
Now, I didn't know what she meant by this, but she said the house feels a little stuck, maybe stiff. I don't know. And
I think she was just not happy with the decor. And when I thought what she meant when she said stuck was he's stuck in the past because he still got pictures of his ex-wife laying around. And I'm sure she was the one to help decorate. So I thought that's what she meant by stuck. Like his ex-wife is stuck here, and I feel like I'm living in her house versus us living in our home.
Okay. Well, she told him that they need to move to the city. Okay. She said we got.
And that's another thing. She ain't feeling the country. She ain't feeling it. But I can tell you right now, you ain't getting no.
How you? He got his own strip landing. Like
that's what I said. He got on his own runway, sweetie. You better.
You sound crazy. Then he showed her the closet and all the space that he cleared out for her. And she's like, this ain't enough to even fit all my shoes. I said, this woman here.
Okay. I mean, to your point, I do like that she makes it clear that no, this is what my expectations. This is what I expect from you.
And he did say that he knows that she's not the easiest to please, but he did expect her to be a little happy. But yeah, she basically said she's gonna have to practically change
and in her defense, no shade to him, but maybe it's all shade to him. Because yeah, you couldn't have gave me no closet like that size closet, in my opinion, even for me. And I do have clothes and shoes, but I'm sure she has way more. Like she said, it's only shoes. But the portion that he gave her, I thought he would have given her the whole closet. Does that make sense? And then maybe she would have been more open. But the
Was
fact
his room like up in the attic or something? Did you see
it
how like
seems like that because it's like got that slant on it. But for me, if he would have done it, I would have probably been disappointed too because my stuff wouldn't even fit in there. Because she only had half the closet. So,
and I'm sure he's been to her house and saw, the amount of stuff she
right.
had. Well, she said that it's too old here. She said she's gonna try it for a good 6 months.
And made it clear 6 months.
And then he said a year or two. She said, no. I'll try for 6 months. But
like, well, why you already trying? Why don't you we'll try. And if it doesn't work, then we can talk. No, in 6 months, she's gonna be ready to move. I don't care what you say.
Well, in the confessional, she said if she had the chance to leave tomorrow, she would without regrets and without hesitation. I said, "Oh,
that's why." And I ain't even gonna hold you. That's why I didn't like it.
Yeah, that kind of rubbed me.
That gave me a nasty taste in my mouth for her. I was liking, like you said, she's outspoken. She sticks up for herself. I didn't mind that, but when she said that, I was like, I don't know.
But then she told him that you're the boss at work and I'm the boss in the house.
Well,
okay.
And he's letting her be. So, I mean, that's one thing I couldn't. I said, well, he's letting her do it. But I just, especially when we see the next one in the preview where they talking about his daughter and she calls her a snake and why wouldn't she address me? Because you're not her parent. That's it. So I don't know. That's why I said I don't know. It's not looking good for Mina, but I do like Maria and I like Mark. Okay. All right, let's move on to Jessica and Juan. All right. Now, Juan, we'll get there. I'm gonna let you have it. So Jessica takes Juan back to the hotel with her boys. She doesn't seem to be too bothered because Juan, so he was expecting more privacy, and Jessica doesn't seem to be bothered at all because this is what fatherhood is. Deal with it. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I did think that I ain't gonna hold you. This is the one time where I thought if you could get a babysitter and just go get him on your own and y'all spend at least one night together.
Plenty of people do it.
What?
Where they either left the kids with their parents.
I was going to say, we've seen that before. They leave the kids somewhere for whatever the day, and then they reconvene. So I couldn't understand.
How long has it been since they've seen each other?
I want to say it was like 2 or 3. Might have been longer. But Jessica doesn't say, like I said, she's not bothered. Juan said he's tired and these kids got a lot of energy. But he doesn't feel too overwhelmed yet, and he understands that that's how kids are. So Juan says that he had a good life as a kid, and so his father passed away, and his father had to go to work to support him. I mean, his mother, I'm sorry, had to go to work to support him, so that obviously changed kind of the dynamic because his mom is no longer in the home, and neither is his dad. So he said because he didn't grow up with his dad, he wanted to make sure that he's a part of his son's life, which we know is David. So then he is continuing to talk about privacy, and how he didn't get any the first night when we see them wake up the next day. He hoped.
Whoa. What the hell got me? The same little boy that made you cry. Okay. I could not believe this poop slinging little child had the nerve to tell him to get his dirty shoes off the bed.
He has manners.
He throws shit.
They were outside. They were outside.
And jumps in it.
They were outside. I bet you he put them shitty boots right down at the door and he marched in the house. He knows better.
That's disgusting.
I'm just saying. What's I forgot Dayton. I think it's Dayton or whatever the other one name is.
I don't know, sure.
But those my boys.
I can't tell. Listen, they are the shitty little boys to me. Okay, I can't tell.
Don't do that, SC. You know me. I'm a boy. I love it. You better go.
They both playing.
As long as you know the rules. Like my child, he'll go roll around in dirt, but he know when he step in his house, you take your shoes off, you change your clothes, then you can do whatever the hell you want to do. So sometimes
a huge difference from playing in.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Animal feces.
Tit for tat. Okay. Tomato. Target or target. Okay. So anyway, Juan is hopeful that the second night when they get back to the house, everything will be more peaceful. So they start driving out of Denver and he starts to notice that the land is barren. There's nothing. Okay. It's just fields and grass. And I guess I ain't gonna hold you. It was funny to me because I was born in the country. So I'm used to barren lands and counting cows and like that. I'm absolutely used to that. So it was actually very funny. Actually, I think I used to count how many old dilapidated buildings I would see on the side of the road because it'd be one or other, and it's like people just leave houses and just let them dilapidate. I'd be like, okay. Anyway, so then they're trying to find something to do on this long drive. So she decides that they're gonna play a card game. So they try to play I Spy, and one actually to me seemed like he was dozing off, and then even a little boy was like, "This is boring."
Because he said we're playing I Spy, but all there is cows. All we spy is cows.
Right. And so once they get to Wyoming, he notices the smell of cow poop immediately.
To it.
Huh?
She said you'll get used
to it. As they pull into the driveway, he notices the sign that she made for him on the garage, and she likes that she took, he likes that she took the time to make him feel special. They show him around the house, and Juan notices. Now, this is where my issue is with you, Juan. This is where we got a problem. I was liking you at first, but then you had the nerve to come in my good girl Jessica's house and talk about her affirmations on the wall. Now, does she have a lot of affirmations?
Yes. It was too much.
Does she have a lot of cliche affirmations? Yes. But what you're not going to do is hate on somebody for wanting positive to look around in their home and feel positivity in their life. And the only reason I'm so passionate about this is because I deal with this in my own home, YouTube, okay? And I am stifled on the amount of positivity that I can put on these walls. I was about to
say, and it's not too much because of that.
Not that. Look, it was so funny.
But she didn't have anybody telling her, so she's got too much.
It was funny. I was thinking, I know you can hear me. I'm talking about you. It was funny. I was thinking about my last apartment, and I was like, I had like one of the, I don't know if you remember, but the last one I was in Alexandria, and I had a pillar, like right when you walked in or whatever, kind of like in the dining kitchen area. And I had a pillar right there. And I was laughing to myself because literally on all four sides of the pillar, I had an affirmation. Then I had one above the dining table. Then I had one in the room. I am absolutely an affirmation person. I love to look, and see, and get the positivity. And I don't understand why people don't want grace and blessings, and live, laugh, and love.
You can pray and get grace and blessings. You live the right way and get grace and blessings.
But I need to see it. Sometimes you need reminders. You know what I'm saying?
Put in your phone.
I can't with you. And even it's just like when people put their vision board as their background in their phone or their computer or whatever.
I have that, but it's in my phone. Not everybody's looking at it.
Don't do that. So then basically they go to see the bedroom, and he notices that there's no door on the bedroom, and they don't have the privacy that he was hoping for. Now, I will say this is when I felt him. Because basically the way it seemed to me, and y'all can correct me in the comments, Nels can correct me, but it seemed like she's in a basement situation. And that's why that doesn't have a door, because they did go downstairs to go to her bedroom, I feel like. So I feel like she's in a basement situation, and whatever that rec room or whatever that's next door or whatever the proper name is for it, storage, closet, that might be a den, whatever that room is, she's put the kids in. So I don't think they have a door either.
You don't think she has the whole house?
No, I think she has the whole house. I think the top doesn't have don't have bedrooms.
That would be weird. So when you said a basement situation, I thought maybe you were saying like she's renting the basement like from someone. You know how some people do that?
Yeah, no, I can understand what you're saying. No, it gives me the vibe.
That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make sense that
she would have now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't make sense that she doesn't have any bedrooms upstairs, or maybe her mama upstairs. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out later on. But I definitely noticed they went downstairs and then all the boys were downstairs. So it just made me think they have kitchen, living room, bathroom. She said there's a bathroom upstairs, top level, and then you go downstairs and that's where you have your bedrooms. or not even bedrooms. I think she made it bedrooms. That probably was like a 1-bedroom situation, and she made it work for those boys. That's what I see. Y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but anyway, Juan ain't feeling it. And so
rightfully
you
so.
know, right. And Jessica feels like, well, he don't need any privacy because he ain't have any on a cruise ship. He had,
and he said, and I ain't on a cruise no more.
Right.
And listen, and I didn't have kids on a cruise ship either. And I didn't have a whole woman that belongs, that is my woman with kids next to me on a cruise ship either.
And look, I ain't even gonna hold you, but I said, if you want to send them back to the cruise ship, this is the quickest way to do it.
Exactly. Guess what? I had privacy on a cruise ship with no kids.
And then so he's like, well, I just feel like we're all sleeping in the same room. And she lets him know a part of being a parent is having no privacy.
Boo.
And that's bull.
I get what she's saying to a certain extent, but boo, it's normal for you to have your own private bedroom with your man where your kids literally can't have a conversation with you back and forth and y'all hear each other.
Right.
Literally, the little boy was talking about, I wanted to, what do you say? I want to ask you a question or something like that. And you can literally, how are y'all supposed to do anything?
Right. Well, like she said, we'll just go in the bathroom. That's what they did on the cruise ship, apparently. I don't know. But yeah, y'all. So that look, Nels is right.
You wouldn't be getting no play unless we was on a cruise ship, if that's the case.
Okay. So yeah, y'all, we appreciate y'all being here and tuning in to this recap of the 90-day fiance. If you haven't already, please make sure that you've hit that like button for us.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure that you guys subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, Blue Sky, IG, Facebook. Got it down, okay? And yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We will be coming back tonight for a good old sip and shade, because we gotta talk about Miss Hugo, y'all. So yeah, we will see y'all later. But be good, be safe, happy hump day, and we'll catch y'all later on. Have a good night.
Good night.